Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Live, Laugh, Lex podcast. I am your host, the one, the only Lex, aka Lex Ped, or Alexa if you want to get real formal. How are we doing? It's Monday, and I'm in a great mood. You want to know why? Because it's like 65 degrees outside. We're not going to get into it yet, but can we take a moment for her, my Taylor Swift The Eras Tour blue crewneck? I never wear this because it's like a sacred artifact almost, and I don't want it to get ruined, so I don't like washing it. I think I've probably only worn this, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, and I went October 18th, 2024 to the Eras Tour. So this is a special moment. If you don't know, I mean, I'm sure everyone, you have to know. How do you not? The Eras Tour was Taylor Swift's like huge tour. And it was like a thing. Like if you went, you were like the chosen one. So I, by the grace of God, got to go, my sister and I, and it was one of the best days of my life. My sister says it was her best day of her life. It was definitely up there for me. It was a great weekend. And if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you pretty much kind of pick one of her eras and you dress as that like quote unquote era and you go to the concert. So I was the Reputation era, like her bad girl, like dark, black eyeliner era, because when Taylor was re-releasing her albums, we were all waiting for a Reputation Taylor's version because we wanted it, we needed it, like, please, Taylor. So I went dressed as Reputation era, thinking she was going to make an announcement. And what she was doing when she was announcing a new album, like a re-release album, she was coming out during that era, typically in a new outfit. So I kid you not, I go to Miami night 1. She comes out, Reputation, walks out in her high heels, and like there's like a sound of like her heels like playing, and it's dark, it's black, and it starts with "Are you ready for it?" So it's like dun dun dun, and her Reputation bodysuit was like black with like a red snake on it. Okay, and she had that same outfit for like, I don't know, 160 something shows, something crazy. She had never changed her Reputation outfit. I swear to fucking God, night 1 Miami, she comes out in a black and gold Reputation outfit. We're all gagged. The stadium goes so loud you cannot hear Taylor. Like it is a huge lore in the Swiftie universe. Night 1 Miami, the new Reputation outfit. We all thought we were getting it. I swear to God, like I wore a clown nose because it was like the Swiftie. I don't even like to call myself a Swiftie, but we're not going to get into that. But the Swifties would call it like we're clowning. Like, oh, we're clowning. Like we're getting Reputation. We're clowning. Like I'm ready to clown again. So I dead ass wore a red clown nose to the Eras Tour for Reputation. So I'm there with my red nose on. Everyone's like, oh my God. When she comes out in the new outfit, they're like pointing at me. They're like, you called it, you knew. Guess what though? Still a clown because Taylor, months later when she bought all of her music back, she's like, yeah, no, there's no Reputation Taylor's version. You can get fucked. I recorded like maybe a few songs, but it's not happening. So that's the lore behind my blue crewneck. What a great time. I can't wait to go to concerts. I love concerts. I don't even have to really love the artist to go to a concert. If it's affordable, which most concerts are not affordable anymore. I don't know how the fuck we got here. Like, why is Sabrina Carpenter charging $500 to sit on the fucking roof of Madison Square Garden, essentially? Hello? So I love to go to concerts if they're affordable. So I'm a local to the tri-state, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. What's considered the tri-state? Is it New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, or New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania? It has to be Connecticut. Whatever. But so I go to the venue PNC Bank Arts Center, which is like a summer only type of venue. It's outdoor, like amphitheater vibes. They have seats, but they also have a big lawn out like in the back. And with the lawn, you can like bring a blanket, you can rent a chair, you can just stand. And the few times that I have gone to PNC, I was like, I'm not doing the lawn. I need a chair. I need a seat. Like I'm going to sit in the amphitheater. And then there was, I forgot which show, the first show I got lawn tickets for. And it is such a vibe. Like, you're just on the grass with your people. I rent a chair, like I bring a blanket. Oh my God, it was so much fun. And the lawn tickets are usually like less than $50. So the past few years I've been getting lawn tickets to random concerts at PNC. And I'm like, if I know like one or two songs and I really want to hear that song live, I'll go. A few years ago I saw Third Eye Blind live. They were phenomenal. I mean, for that concert I did buy actual seats, but they were phenomenal. Last year I saw Counting Crows because I wanted to hear the song Mr. Jones, because that's like their top song. Tell me how that was like actually the worst concert I've ever been to, Counting Crows, because this man did not want to be there. He was definitely drunk. He sang Mr. Jones like, I don't know, third. Like, usually like you end with like the bangers. And it just went downhill from there. Like, it really was so bad. It was so, so bad. But I am excited for concerts. I'm excited for the warm weather. Circling back to what I mentioned, it's going to be 70 degrees today. Like, truly, it's going to be 70 degrees. It was like 70 yesterday. This is all I need. This is all I need. It's that simple. Just give me a Starbucks and a 70-degree day and we're happy. My will to live restored. So I'm going to get outside. I'm going to go for a little walk. I'm going to get back on my walking game. I am experiencing my pre-womanhood symptoms for the month. I'm PMSing. And it's actually so fucked and so crazy, because if you're not a woman, you don't understand, but as a woman, you get this. I can be on the top of the world. I normally feel pretty great. My baseline is like solid. And when I'm PMSing, the world feels like it's crashing around me. I am so miserable. I'm so mopey. Like, the other night, I laid on the couch until like, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning, just self-loathing and like miserable. And I just hated myself. I was like eating junk food. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, it's actually so, so sick what a woman experiences once a month. The hormones are insane. My PMS was so bad, actually. This is going to be a little too TMI, but this is kind of crazy, and I feel like I need to share if anyone can relate. My PMS a few years ago was so bad, and I'm talking about wanting to like end it all, like once a month basically. And I went to the lady doctor. I love I'm using like code words for this stuff. I went to the lady doctor, for my regular checkup, and I had told her my symptoms of, my PMS, how bad they were. And, I felt bad for everyone around me because I became a miserable fucking person for like a few days of the month. And I wanted to fucking die. Like, it was bad. And when I say, okay, sidebar, when I say like I wanted to die, or like, I've never actually wanted to. I everyone thinks about it, but I've never, and I never will. Okay, let me make that very clear. I'm very, very much in a good place with my mental health, and I love living. Life is for the living, and I love living. So, but everyone has those days where you're just like, everything's fucking bleak and miserable. So I was really suffering a few years ago where, for a few days of the month, I wanted to fucking croak. Like, I just didn't want to exist anymore. And my doctor was like, I think you should go on antidepressants for like 2 weeks of the month, every month. I'm like, that's insane. That's insane. So she told me I had what was called PMDD. It's like something menopausal depression disorder or something. Let me look up the actual PMDD. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder is a severe, chronic, and often disabling form of premenstrual syndrome that acts as a hormone-based mood disorder. It triggers intense emotional and physical symptoms such as extreme anger, depression, or anxiety about 1 to 2 weeks before menstruation, usually resolving shortly after the period. So that's what I was going with. I was my mother is like unbelievable. That's what I was dealing with. So when the doctor was like, yeah, you should go on antidepressants for 2 weeks of the month, I was like, there's no way, because with antidepressants, it's like, I don't want to like not feel anything. And, it wasn't actually me that was depressed. It was my hormones. And crazy enough, a few months later is when I had to go gluten-free. And after I went gluten-free, my symptoms resolved. I no longer felt like that. And it's actually insane. It's actually insane how my hormones leveled out. And, I still get my PMS symptoms, but it's not nearly as bad. Oh my God. And I'm so grateful. But yeah, this weekend I was just like miserable fucking girl. And I really hate it because I'm not a miserable person. And it's just like, sometimes you just feel like a fucking bitch and you can't help it. And even though I'm in a good mood today, there's like an underlying of like, I feel like a bitch. And I had my coffee. This is going to be a 2 coffee day. Maybe I'll go out to Starbucks and get a little treat. But this is yeah, I'm like fighting for my life once a fucking month. And it's so fucked because your period starts when you're like 12 or 13, sometimes even earlier in life. And you get this shit until you're like 50, once a month. Like, I did the math, like a rough estimate. A woman gets like close to like 500 periods in her life. Insane. And we're just supposed to like go about our fucking day. I don't know how this turned into a discussion about my period. What the fuck? But that's on my mind because I feel like a fucking bitch. I feel like a fucking bitch. I'm sorry. Anyway, today is, I have not said the date, today is Monday, March 9th. And tomorrow, March 10th, is my 4-year anniversary of having my business, Project 9 by Lexped. And it's so crazy because, where does the time go? One, like time isn't real anymore. It's so crazy how as you get older, time just like goes faster. It gets shorter. But I had read something that and when I say they, I don't know who they is, but they say that time feels like it's going faster in life when you get older because you're not experiencing new things. Like you don't have like a first time I did this, So, and they're also just doing the same shit mostly. Like yeah, you're not doing new things, but you go to work, you come home, you go to work, you come home. So it's like, you're in the hamster wheel. It's like Groundhog Day every day. But so I don't know where the hell 4 years went, but it's so crazy that I've now been in business. I've been a business owner 4 years and I always get in my feels, but it's mostly like feels of gratitude and feeling accomplished and proud of myself because it's not an easy task being a small business owner. And it's a lot to bear. And I'm really just grateful and I'm proud of myself. And it's been a learning experience. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about my business, my money, my career. I've learned a lot of like life skills, people skills, PR skills. I've learned a lot about everything being a business owner. And I'm truly so grateful. And March will always be a special month for me because it is my anniversary month. So yeah, that's tomorrow. I have to, every year I'll like write a little something and then I like make a video, I record and make a video. So I have to finish doing that. And every year, I've learned something different. And this past year, I think for my business, I think I've learned how to girl boss less and enjoy life more. Like one of the perks of being a business owner is that you do get to enjoy life if you allow yourself. First year business owner, I was slaving away to the job. And, between the first year and now, my boundaries are rock solid firm. I have kind of broken that traditional mindset where, I don't work 9 to 5. I don't work Monday to Friday. And it was so hard getting out of that mindset of, oh, I have to work these hours. I can't go into work at this time. Like, that's crazy. And, no one would really understand it because not many people do this. But if I have the opportunity to go to work from 2:00 in the afternoon to 8 p.m. and work straight through the day and make money and that works for me, why wouldn't I do that? And that's when I'm at my happiest. Like I hate the days where I have to go in before, honestly, like 1:00 in the afternoon. The days where I go in later, I'm so happy because I get to do something with my mornings. I'm also not a fucking morning person and I never will be. So, the days where I get to go in later, I'm like, this is great. Like, this is why I have a business, because I get to do shit like this. And yeah, it was learning just a lot about taking care of myself and doing what's best for myself, and not letting anyone else tell me what I need to do for myself or my business. So that was what I really learned in this past year, and I really am so grateful. And I'm also having such a hard time focusing right now. My brain is all over. The Vyvanse ain't Vyvancing anymore. So let me tell you, I am medicated for ADHD. I'm on Vyvanse, 30 milligrams of Vyvanse. It's been great. It's been great. The days I don't take it, I'm like, how does my brain even function without this shit? But it's been quite some time now where I'm like, I don't know if 30 is not really doing it for me anymore. 30 is like I'm still scatterbrained at this point. And it's so hard growing up with ADHD, especially in as a woman, because it shows up differently in women than men. And I was always a good student. I was always good in school. I was just chatty. But, boys, when they have ADHD in like adolescence, they're hyperactive and they're crazy and they're bouncing off the walls and they're, rebellious. And girls aren't like that. And for a long time, I didn't have any kind of diagnosis. And growing up also with a brother who was autistic, like full on autistic, it's like, well, there's nothing wrong with you because look at him. So I just thought like my brain being the way it was like normal until I got older and I started talking to people. One of the things that I tell people the way my brain is, that I don't know silence in my brain. I don't know silence. And my brain is like I would always say it's like a jukebox. Like it randomly just plays music. Like it'll start a song, play it, and then next song. Start a song, play it, next song. Or it's like the same song on a loop. Always. Always. And I would talk to my friends, a few years ago, I talked to my friends. I'm like, yeah, like, don't you have that, like, where just like, there's always like a random song playing in your head? And my friends were like, no. And I'm like, wait, what? They're like, wait, what? And that is when I started questioning things about my brain. And I really struggle with the ability to start a task or pick a task to start. I have like analysis paralysis where, I have this laundry list of things I need to do. And I'm like, I don't know where to start. I don't know which one to do. And I'll never forget the first time I took some kind of ADHD medicine. It was an Adderall. I cried. I cried because the way my brain just kind of got a little more quiet. I don't think my brain will ever be completely quiet. I also don't want it to because that's where my creativity comes from. But the way my brain kind of just settled and I was able to pick one task and do the task, I really cried because it was like thinking about the years that I didn't have this and what I could have accomplished in life if I got a diagnosis sooner and I was medicated sooner. And it really made me upset. It really made me upset. And I was kind of angry for a long time. Like, damn, like I could have gotten help sooner. I could have fixed, not, I don't even want to say fixed. I could have just helped myself sooner. Yeah, that's really it. Like, I don't think it's a problem you need to fix, but I also had a lot of guilt around taking medicine for ADHD because, people, there's like a stigma around Adderall, and it's like, oh, people take Adderall to like study, and I felt bad asking for it. And I had to work through that. And someone had made a comparison, if your eyes need glasses to help see better, the Adderall or like any kind of ADHD medicine is like glasses for your brain. And if you need something to just help your brain think a little clearer or focus, why wouldn't you do that for yourself? And that made me feel a little better about it because, it's the truth. My brain needs glasses. My brain needs help focusing, and that's okay. And, if you struggle with that, I want to tell you it's okay. And, I'm not someone who is quick to medicate. I really don't take medicine unless I'm like really, really sick. I really believe that our bodies are capable of healing ourselves with the right supplements and food and exercise, all these things, but to an extent. So I was very, I don't want to say I'm very anti-medicine because I obviously believe in science and medicine, but it was hard for me to accept taking something, a pill to help me. So the fact that I do is a big deal, but I'm truly so grateful for fucking modern medicine and modern science that I do have something that helps me focus. And I don't know how I got on that. Oh, because I'm like all over the place. Like I have something to help me focus, but it's not working anymore. So I need to go get more. Yeah, this is like chaotic. And I feel like they've been chaotic. But that's just me. I'm sorry. This is just who I am. I think that's really all I have to say. I won't keep you here long today. It's 12 o'clock, just about. So I'm gonna edit this together really quick. And I'm going to make some food. And I'm gonna go on a walk and be in nature and appreciate the birds and the warmth and the sun. I love the sun. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for listening or watching. You could have been anywhere in the world listening or watching to anyone else, and you are choosing to be here with me. And I really appreciate you, and I thank you so much. If you are listening on audio, please sure to give this episode 5 stars, share with a friend, follow on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. If you're not watching on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, Live Laugh Lex Podcast. Give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. If you want to drop a message, drop a comment anonymously, visit lexped.com/podcast. Follow me on Instagram at lexped or TikTok at lexped2. And I think that's it. I think that's my spiel. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening or watching. Live, laugh, lex. Bye.